It's reported that an astounding 45% of marriages will end in divorce. And you wonder why Chili ain't married.
Okay.
Okay, and while the media focuses on all the bitter emotions that can surface during divorce, experts say that there are surprising feelings that appear during this difficult time. For example, you may find yourself extremely happy you're divorcing one minute and then you're super sad the next. Psychologists say that this roller coaster of emotions is normal when it comes to grieving the end of a marriage. So ladies.
Well, I'm actually still going through it. I
Wow.
think when the press got a hold of it, I think people thought we were. I had just filed, and so we're still going through it right now. I think in the very beginning, I was very distraught, you know. I feel like there are phases whenever a relationship is ending, whether you're married or not. So it's that first phase, like, oh my God, I gotta make this work for us. Then it's like, oh my God, I gotta make it work for everybody else involved, the family, you know, if there are children, people who flew all the way to wherever to see you all get married. And then you get to a point where like, you know what, this ain't working, it doesn't matter. And what really matters is that we both end up in a happy place. So I will attest to what it is that the psychologists say. It's hard in the beginning, but when you realize that to have happiness doesn't mean that you have to remain together, and it doesn't mean that you are a failure because the marriage failed.
Yes.
Yeah, so you gotta get past, it's all ego. So you just have to be able to let go and say.
Can I ask what's taking, because it's been a
so
while.
long? Because he doesn't wanna sign the papers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think that's a really real thing that people don't realize either. I love how you just stated like all the different phases you go through, because it is very similar to the grieving process of even death. Like, you know, they say there's different stages of grief where, you know, you're angry, you feel the guilt trip of like, well, so many people came to my wedding or whatever it is. But I don't think people really understand that most healthy marriages, or that started out in a healthy way, or people that have healthy mindsets on what marriage is, they don't end. You don't wake up on a Thursday and say, I want to get divorced on Saturday.
Right.
You know, that it doesn't work that way, that it is a really long process. Did you guys seek help? Did you know what I mean? Like, how would you say was that long? It's a long process.
It is a long process.
Garcelle, you went through the process.
Yeah. Was it hard in the beginning? Absolutely. Is it hard now? No. But you grieve. You go through, I failed. And if you have children, the amount of failure you feel is even, you know, more. But you like you said, like, you have to grieve. You have to grieve the life you thought you had.
Yeah.
You have to grieve, especially if there's betrayal involved. You go through all of it. And they say don't do anything drastic the first 6 months because you're just in your emotions. And you know what I mean? And with having kids, it's tough because you didn't set up to have your children half the time. You want to raise them all the time. So you go through, there's a lot of different emotions, and it's not easy.
You grieve the person.
Yes.
You grieve the relationship.
Yes.
You grieve what you thought was, and you grieve the loss of the idea of your family.
Of your family, yeah. And also, I think for women, I can just say for me, even though I had done a lot in my life, a big part of who I was being married and taking care of the house and taking care of my family. So when that went away, I had to sort of reestablish, like, who am I? What do I like to do? Because now I have periods of time where it's just me. You know, so you have to go through that, where I went through the houses, you know, noisy, and the kids are like, mommy, 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 to a house that now is quiet and it's just me. So it's an adjustment on so many levels.
They say there are 9 tips for healing through the trauma of divorce. I'll just go through a few of them. Create a safe, calm space in your home. You ladies can agree or disagree. Be gentle with yourself. Reach out for help and support. Change your self-talk and up your self-care. So, and that's for men or women.
Just even hearing her say that, like, where are you at right now in your stages of divorce?
The truth is, during my 20s and 30s, I didn't pay enough attention to me or to my business. And now, this time, everything is just so much more potent in terms of the focus and intensity that I can put on me, my mom, my family, my work, my businesses, and I can see the difference. And I would have loved for there to be marriage along with that, but because it didn't work, it just gives me that much time to put into those areas. And now I'm even more ready for whoever it is that comes now.
Speaking of whoever comes now, both of you saying you've been through this and that it's not easy, the whole divorce process. Are you open to getting married again?
You go first.
Yeah.
Okay. I love that.
Yeah.
Yourself?
I am if it's the right person and I really feel it in my soul. But do I need to get married?
Right.
I don't.
You don't need to.
No.
There are so many people that are so hesitant, you know, after going through something like this. They're like, I'll never do it again.
Well, look, because sometimes it can be hard to get out. I mean, come on.
I also think there's something sexy about having a partner and not being married, honestly.
Goldie Hawn
I really
style.
do. I feel like there's something sexy. It makes you work harder. I think there's a
You can
little
do
bit of that
jokes
that I
about 'em,
love.
and it don't
I really
matter.
do. Huh?
You can do jokes about them. You don't care. You know?
Oh.
That's how long
James.
But wait, right now when she said that, you were like, really?
About which part?
Because you know what's so crazy is I find it super sexy to be married. Because it just says, you know, that you're about that life. And it doesn't leave any room, at least for me. Because I honestly like to follow rules, believe it or not, Lonnie.
I don't believe that.
So when people ask, are you dating? I was like, I don't want to date until my marriage is completely over, because I don't want to bring any baggage in. I want it to be so clean and clear. Exactly. And so for marriage to me feels like we have made this commitment and it's just us. And to me, that's sexy.
Oh, yeah.
I'm with you.
How long you gonna wait, though?
I'm with you because I'm married.
How long are you gonna wait?
You mean until the listen, I'm waiting on the courts, you know.
Oh,
yeah.
Life
guys,
is ticking.
It is so crazy because there's actually a bunch of states that don't allow you to even file for divorce until you've either legally been separated for a year. North Carolina requires that you be separated for a year before you can even file. Maryland and Nevada require 1 year waiting period before allowing you to even file. And then Delaware, Illinois, Vermont, and Virginia require 6 months waiting period.
Saying when they said wait 6 months before you do anything drastic.
Oh.
Because you're in your emotions, you're in your feelings.
Wow.
I'm gonna go to something else that's exciting. We have a great conversations with our girl, MC Lyte, and you are really busy these days. Tell us about Partners in Rhyme on WeTV.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Partners in Rhyme is the first place where I get to be an executive producer, a co-creator, a co-writer, and act. And
so cool.
Yvette Lee Bowser opened up the way, she and Kyle Bowser, her husband, opened up the way for me to do recurring roles on 2 different shows of hers. So it got my feet, you know, wet, and I caught the bug. And so I wanted to always do a sitcom of my own.
So cool.
And now I've been given the opportunity with Bentley Kyle Evans, and we're having a lot of fun.
Love that.
I love the name.
I love Bentley.
We've been picked up for season 2.
Yes! Congratulations. That's
Thank
great.
you very much.
That's great. That's great. That's great. All right, we have a clip of the show. Let's take a look.
This is so hot.
1999 hot. But clearly their idea of hot and mine are 2 totally different things.
Yeah, ratchet and nasty versus fly and classy.
Well, fly is passe and so are those outfits, okay? And I know you're not talking, y'all had songs like Nasty Girl and Me So Horny back in the day. So I'm just saying.
Well, we actually had pumps and a bump too, but that's a different story.
It looks so good. Make sure to catch Partners in Rhyme, now streaming in all black and airing Thursdays on WeTV.